So what we have is this cage frame here with this front door. Door is fully interlocked, so it's a safety door. So if the rotator's working, drum is going round being mixed, we open the door, then it'll automatically stop. So the first thing we'll do is open the door. So inside the unit here, you can see the head assembly. So what we do is we load a drum onto this head assembly, we lock it in place via these two screw catches on the sides with a beam across the top, and then we can close the gate, and then the controls are behind the unit, and it will continually rotate the drum in one direction, mixing the contents. The first thing we'll do is we'll get our side shifter palletizer unit, which will actually interface with this unit. So I'll bring this in, load the drum, and then we can lock the drum down. So imagine we've taken this drum now off a pallet, going to run it straight into the unit, and then we'll drop it in place on the base. Once the drum has been placed, as you can see, right in the centre of the base plate, we take this beam off the side here, which is on a hook, and place it on top of the drum. The beam slides over the top of the drum, then we bring up the top clamps, we just tighten those down on top of the drum to secure the top beam. As soon as we're secure there, and we can see that there's no gaps underneath the top of the drum and the beam is secure, we can close the gate. The gate clicks into position, which now means that we can actually rotate the drum. The controls are at the back of the panel. The drum will continue to mix and go round. We have variable speed. So our fastest speed on this particular model is 3 RPM, and we can slow that right the way down to a stop position. So when we want to take the drum out, we go to the back of the panel and just reduce the speed down to 0. So we'll show you that now, and then we can take the drum out. We can now open the gate, and say when the gate is open, it's impossible for the unit to rotate at all. Undo our top clamps. Take our beam off and hang it up here on the side, and bring in our depalletizer unit to take out the drum. We're just going to show you a close-up of actually putting the top bracket on top of the drum that secures the drum in place. So we take the bracket, off the hook, we slide it on top of the drum, then we move up T-bar, same one on the other side, and then we just spin down and locks on the top, so you just hold the top thread, spin it down, and then tighten both sides up. And they should be reasonably tight, but just by hand. You don't have to over tighten them. Make sure it's nice and secure, and make sure there's no gaps under here, and make sure the drum is sitting down on the bottom, to make sure it's not sitting on the lip. As long as it's nice and secure, we're ready to go. Now looking at the plug-in point for the power of the unit. So it's a 240 volt AC power. So here's our power lead, and we simply put the power lead into the unit. Make sure the cable's nice and tidy, and no one's going to trip over the cable. And then on the side here, this is our main power input switch. So we need to switch this to the on position. We're now looking at the back control panel of the drum mixing unit, and here this light says supply on. That shows we have a power cable connected and it's switched on the yellow switch we just looked at on the side. Then here we have our on-off motor switch. This powers the rotation. We have emergency stop. If we press this down, switch off the power to the unit, and this is your motor run light. Now here we have our speed control dial. So currently we're set at 0, and here we have a reset button. Now you only have to press the reset button should the gate have been opened while the power was on. So if in doubt, you need to reset this button. So what we'll do, we'll start off, our drum is fastened in the rotator head, the top clamp is on, make sure it's all bolted up nice and safely. We switch on the power, press the reset light, so our motor power is on, but our rotation is set at 0 revs. So as we start to move up this dial, the drum will start to rotate to mix. So you can just see it starting now, very slow speed, and then we just move up to number 10. Number 10 is the maximum, and this is around about the 3 RPM. We want to slow the unit down or stop it in the vertical. Simply just turn down the rotation speed, watch the drum come round until it's vertical, before we put it to 0 so we can take the drum out. There you go. And then before we open the gate at the front, we can switch this to the off position, and then we can go around the front and open the gate and take the drum out.